everyone, and welcome to the Human Design Podcast with me, your host, Emma Dunwoody. I'm a qualified master coach and human behaviour specialist, as well as being a qualified human design coach. And I work with clients every single day to answer the big questions. Who am I? Why am I here? And what is my purpose? I also assist them to transition from the person they think they should be to the person they really are on the inside. I teach people how to actually live their design instead of just knowing it. And if this is something that you want to do too, well, stay tuned or reach out for private coaching or Human Design Unpacks, where I show you exactly how to live your design. Hey everyone, and welcome to today's podcast. I was going to say excited, but I am really happy to have you here and share an incredible story of massive highs and awful lows, and how, coming off the back of the depression and anxiety podcast last week, how we can use these ups and downs of life in a way that really supports and serves us. So, before we get to that, I am so excited about the mastermind. I know everyone has been reaching out asking, when am I going to do it? Well, we finally launched it on Sunday. And as I'm recording it, it's Tuesday, and we have pretty much sold 12 of the 16 seats. So, and that's not even that was by the time the early bird offer ended. So if you want to join my mastermind, now is the time. Okay. This is one of the most transformational programs there are out there. I have had so many people come to me that have got certifications in self-study programs elsewhere, or in group study programs where they're one of 30 in a group. And they come and they do my mastermind and they're like, oh my God, this is the game changer. So this is a program where we're going to go through all of the structure of the human design, your specific design, and teach you how to do that for others. It is such a brilliant program. And the community that comes together, the groups that are created, are so powerful, so incredibly powerful. And the universe is just, every single time, she's delivered the most incredible people. So if you want to be a part of this life-changing event, my Mastermind 1.0, it's the only time I'm going to run 1.0 this year, jump on. And by the time this goes to air, there may not even be, there may be only 2 seats left. So please do not hesitate. Get on it. Come and join us. It's going to be the ride of your life. Obviously, the link for that is in the show notes. So today I want to talk to you about this day that I had on Sunday. So as many of you know, our dog Bailey was, and yes, I did say was, he was not very well, and he had turned an amazing corner. He had had some incredible support, like more alternative support, sound healing, Reiki, all sorts of amazing things. Everyone sending him love. You guys were amazing. So thank you so much for reaching out. However, on Saturday night, we knew that it was time, that everything else we had tried just was no longer giving him the quality of life that we thought was fair. We didn't ever want him to feel any pain or suffer in any way. We have a really strong belief that it is our responsibility to take care of our animals, and part of care in our definition, and this is no judgment to anyone else, in our definition, that is not to put them through any unnecessary pain or anything like that we can't sit down and explain to them why they're going through it. So although he'd had his ups and downs, he'd been very well. Like, he was chasing a ball every day. He was eating like a horse. He was very, very well. And then probably Friday night, we noticed a bit of a shift. Then Saturday, we were like, okay, I think this is it by Saturday night. So I woke up Sunday morning knowing that I had to run my masterclass at 8 a.m. on that morning. And then once I'd finished, I would have to then go on to take Bailey to the vet to say goodbye. So it was this crazy freaking day. Anyway, I made the choice. I'm always making the choices to how I can best support myself through things. And the reason why I really want to share this story with you is because when I talk about from a behavioral point of view, it's the choices we make. It's where we take responsibility. It's what we focus our attention on really matters. This is a real life, massive challenge that is me walking my talk. And I really want you guys to understand that sometimes our mind and our ego, it's like, no, you can't handle that. You can't do that. You should be this way. You should be that way. But it is totally up to us the way we get to apply meaning to anything. So Sunday morning, I woke up super early, knowing that I had to just completely focus on the masterclass. And with the masterclass itself, we'd thrown out the rule book over the last 12 months or so. Taylor and I have really been experimenting with so many things. We come to this new format. We knew that this was completely our curation of what works and what doesn't work. And so we embarked on this whole new way to run these programs. Now, I get on this masterclass. I made the choice early in the morning not to say anything to Taylor about Bailey beforehand, because the moment I said it out loud to anyone else, I knew I couldn't focus on the job at hand. So came in, got the slides ready, or went over the slides, did all that, got ready, ran the masterclass. And I've got to say, for all of you out there who are entrepreneurs, who are building your own business, thinking about building your own business, as a line 3, I want to tell you, like a line 3 MG, I want to tell you that through all of the ups and downs, the experiments, the trying out this and that and different models and different strategies, and from, one guru to the next guru, what really works is when you trust you. When you follow your strategy, your authority, everything that we teach you in the mastermind and the upcoming mastermind 2.0, I freaking applied all of it. This masterclass was the best I reckon I've ever run, I've ever presented. It was not like anything else I've ever attended, and I've attended so many freaking webinars. It's unbelievable, and masterclasses. And I enjoyed every second of it, and so did the people on it. We had close to 90%. I think it was like just under, I think it was like 89% of tickets sold were there on the day, which is freaking amazing figures. We had a 90-something% stay to the end rate. Amazing. Like, these things are unheard of. We converted 16 spots. We converted 4 on the call, 2 within the next couple of hours. So all of our goals, all of our intentions were just like knocking over. And one of the things, and that's in a good way, obviously, and one of the things that Taylor and I have been working with is like ease and grace. Everything has to be easy. Like, what does easy look like? What does it feel like? This entire launch process has been easy, effortless, and fun. It has been just such a gift to be a part of, and it's just completely blowing all of our expectations out of the water, which is so amazing, and we're incredibly grateful for it. So I come off this live masterclass going, oh my God, that was incredible. Then I finish up here and I go out to my family, and of course, Justin and the boys are all red-eyed from crying. We have a bit of a chat. I, just sit with Oscar for a bit, and we take Bailey to the vet. Now, this experience was amazing and sad. I had a real out-of-body experience, being able to be in that moment as a learning lesson. Be so grateful that this incredible soul who came into our life, who had taught me so much, who had sat with me under my desk or on the bed as I had built this business. He had walked for hours with me when I was listening to books and podcasts or just, decompressing from the day. He was always there for me. And he was always there for all of us. And as we went into the vet and we got organised and we filled out the forms, we're all just sobbing, like sobbing. And to be a part of this moment where we are all heartbroken, yet in the same moment, I get to witness my incredible family being wide open. Hearts on their sleeves, crying their eyes out in public. And if for anyone who has teenage children or tween-age children, that is not something that happens. It just very rarely happens. And there we are all standing with him in the room. And as the vets talked us through everything, we're all standing there with him. And he's just looking at us like the last thing he sees is and hears is us. We're all talking to him. We're all sobbing. We're all patting him. And at the same time, I'm having this like out-of-body experience, like just seeing these incredible men that we're raising, being able to fully express themselves in the moment and having this eternal gratitude for this dog that has helped them achieve something that so many children don't get to experience and practice. And they instead shove down their emotions and their feelings and all of those things. And as we said goodbye to Bailey and we walked out and we talked about all of the things that he had taught us, and both the kids said unconditional love. That's what he'd taught them. And there's these two boys who are usually, full of energy and vitality and joy and all good things, fully feeling the depths of their emotions, as were Justin and I. No one was holding back. Let me be very clear. So we come home. I send a message to Taylor. I say to her, the thing is that I really feel like that thing I've been talking about, that pause button. And if for those of you who listen to every episode, you would have heard me talk about how there was just this 3 weeks, like we couldn't put anything in for these 3 weeks. I wanted to run the live masterclass earlier. All of these things, just nothing happened. It was this time of peace and quiet and reflection and refinement. And, I knew that something bigger than me was going on. So I took time out. I read a lot of books. I reconnected to my physical body and sort of set new goals for that. And I said to Taylor on Sunday afternoon, after we'd said goodbye to Bailey, I'm like, this is an incredible day, because we started something new today with this masterclass, with everything that worked up to this, with us breaking the rules, letting go of what didn't work, trusting what we'd learned, trusting ourselves, trusting our processes. And we come away with like the best event we've run so far. And then in polarity to that, I say goodbye, or we say goodbye to our beloved Bailey. And I said to her, the symbolism is not lost on me. Wherever there is a new beginning, there must be an ending. There must be a death. And I considered, what is it? What part of me has to die with Bailey? And in that moment, it was the understanding that I can no longer hold myself back, quiet my voice, be a people pleaser, or worry what other people think about me. All of the things that had got me to where I was in my life and my business, they were amazing, but they weren't going to take us to the next level. And the symbolism of losing this, best friend gave me the opportunity to consciously choose the parts of myself that I was ready to let go of. And in that moment, I also knew that, those 3 weeks had been leading up to this day. I needed to be present to see this gift, this opportunity that lay right in front of me. I had the choice to get lost in the grief, but instead something that I trained my brain to do many years ago, after experiencing the extreme pain of depression and panic disorder, of the feeling that I don't want to move, I don't want to go anywhere, I want to hide from the world, the feeling of I want to I literally want to pull my brain out of my head because I want it to stop thinking, the feeling that I cannot live my entire life like this. I taught myself back then to always find the gift in everything. Sometimes I wasn't ready straight away. Sometimes I had to let the grieving process do its own thing, take its time. However, over the years, I have learnt through the losses that I've experienced to grieve oftentimes before I lose the person or the animal, so that when I lose them, I'm ready to already find the gift, the lesson. And this is something that I really I want to share with you guys, because I want to encourage you all to understand that in every single moment we have the opportunity to choose the meaning we attribute to something. Always. And that meaning that we choose to attribute directly affects our frequency. And our frequency is what creates our reality. This is how we need to consciously create our lives, coming from a place of love and compassion and choice. To surrender to the things that we cannot change. I mean, the lessons with Bailey are endless. I always worried about another dog that we had that was the most, she was the dog until he turned up. And now they're both the dog. And now Alice is the dog. I feel like we just keep getting these incredible little souls come into our life. And when we lost Flynn, and Flynn was the dog that was with me through depression and panic disorder. Flynn was with me when I had both the kids. Flynn slept by my side or by their cot. Flynn was the one that, she was everything to me. And she also got sick. And at the time, we were living paycheck to paycheck, and we just couldn't afford the treatment that she needed. So for over a decade, I've carried that guilt of we could have saved her. And one of the lessons that Bailey has given me is that we had everything. There was nothing that we lacked. We live in abundance, and abundance also means in times of crisis. And we had everything that we needed. And the lesson was that sometimes that soul is just ready to go. And it set me free. It helped me really let go of any guilt that I felt around Flynn and what we couldn't do for her. The reason I share this story with you guys is because I really believe that human suffering is a choice. Sadness isn't a choice. Grief isn't a choice. Challenge isn't a choice. But the meanings we attribute to those things, that's on us. That's our responsibility. And if we choose to put our focus on the places that are fear-based, victim mentality, giving our power away, then we will never create the reality that we want to live in. We will never create our heaven on earth. I live heaven on earth, but I still grieve. I still lose things. But I'm not afraid of the loss anymore. I'm not afraid of the things I can't control. I have learned to rewire my brain and focus always on the opportunity, the gift. I have learned to feel my emotions without attributing unresourceful meanings to them. I can just feel them. I can be grateful for them, and then I just let them go. So in this time, I just want to say thank you, all of you who've reached out and supported us. Thank you to all of you who've done the incredible energy work on Bailey. One of my new friends that I've found through this experience with Bailey, she said to me, I just felt he was ready. He was at peace. I knew something shifted on Thursday. And this is such a gift, because so often I feel these things, and whenever I get the external synchronicity, I'm like, that feeling is true. That's the universe confirming that I'm on track. So thank you everyone who has supported me, and to all of you out there who now, in the past or in the future, face challenges that you wish you could control, stop, push away, not experience. I encourage you to kindly and compassionately walk into the challenge. Trust that you have what it takes to move through this, and that it is there for your opportunity to grow, for your opportunity to be the best version of yourself. And you know that old saying, diamonds are made under pressure. If it was all easy, we would never get to experience heaven on earth. We just wouldn't. Thanks everyone so much for being here. And I look forward to having you on the next podcast. Bye for now. Thanks everyone for being here all the way to the end of the podcast. I hope you got lots of value out of it. I certainly had a lot of fun doing it. Could I please ask that you share this podcast with friends if you found it valuable? And also, bonus points, could you leave a review for me as well on Apple? It would be greatly appreciated. If at any point you would like to be on the podcast, or you've got questions that you'd like me to discuss on the podcast, by all means get on my socials and DM me. Everything you need is there in the show notes. Have an awesome day. Bye for now.